This could be my final video for my YouTube channel. Unless there's any update about this case, I will put it in again. But I am tired. Humanity has certainly deteriorated, spiraled down to the sewage of hell itself. But we are not here today to talk about a particular country or mankind. I'm here today to talk to you about the vileness, the vindictiveness, and the malice of a particular hotel, an international chain of Marriott hotel, just one particular hotel. The staffs inside that hotel are filled with deceit, malice, vindictiveness, and vileness one can never ever encounter. They make things very personal with you. They will sue you, bring up charges against their own guests. They suppress the freedom of speech. They violated every single human rights. This video, of course, will be forwarded to the United Nations Human Commissioner of Rights, to UNHCR. And it will be forwarded to the Geneva, Swiss Human Rights Convention. It is unbelievable that a country like Thailand, though known for its corruption, would stoop to such level of corruptions that the officials could actually be bought to intimidate, to incriminate, and bully the hotel's guests for putting up 1 negative review, 2 negative reviews on them. Their vindictiveness knows no boundaries. And I got one expat writing on behalf of the Marriott. His name is Jacob, sending me an email threatening me, berating me for berating his Marriott Surawongse staff. This hotel is called the Marriott Surawongse. Just this particular Marriott Surawongse, not the Marriott Mayfair. The Marriott Mayfair, the staffs are wonderful. The other Marriott chain of hotels are fantastic. But this particular one, they had their security guards literally abusing their rights by manhandling me. And one said to the other, there's no CCTV here, so we can do whatever we want. We can abuse him physically, and there's no proof of the abuse. Well, they were wrong, isn't it? Because the way they grabbed my arm, the way they slammed me against the wall and everything, the bruises shows on all my arms. Not only did they not take responsibility to that, not only did they sweep it under the carpet, they have the audacity now to bring up charges against me for trespassing in their premises in the middle of the night. And how do you charge your own guests of many years? I've stayed with them since before COVID. I'm a Platinum Marriott Bonvoy member, and they know that I have acnocolophobia. They know that I have anxiety and hypertension when there's an immense crowd. The director of rooms, she calls herself KK. She's, you know what they say, right? These are two-faced friends. They smile at you in front of you, and behind you, they stab you from the back. She was the one that signed the police document initiating the arrest of me and suing me, charging me. I'm astounded, I'm appalled that she could stoop to such level. When she's with me, she's like, "Hey Eric, how are you? Nice to meet you. You know, how is everything today? Hey, you know, I got your room ready for you." And those were the earlier times. Subsequently, she started telling me when the hotel was doing well, right after COVID, she started telling me that, "Oh, your rooms are all taken up. My usual room that is 2022 and 2023 or 2302, are all been taken up, and there's only left with the noisy rooms stuck in the middle of the hallway, and there's a lot of you know, noisy people, like the Indians are all over the place and things like that. So I couldn't stay, and it was already late in the night. There wasn't time to look for another hotel, to book another hotel. You just don't know what it's going to get. So I decided to hang around, and the quietest part of the hotel was the second floor, at the lobby, second floor lobby, where the conference rooms are. And I find myself sitting there, praying to God, listening to gospel music, spending my time there. Meditation, keeping quiet, enjoy the quietness and serenity of the night, which sometimes actually is much better than being in the hotel room itself. But it was one or twice, but to them they said it was 3 to 4 times. I'm not going to dispute that, okay? But it was very disturbing anyhow, because they know about my sensitivity to loud noises, banging of doors and things like that. So they do know that there were times when I checked in to the room, the earlier times, and there were days they were so noisy, my rooms were so noisy, I had to move down to the car park and go down to my car and sit inside my car for hours, sometimes resting for hours on ends without getting up from my car, because it's quieter in the car park than up in the hotel room. With those guests, you know, guests around that area in Surawongse, they don't sleep at night. They got a night market, and it goes on to 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Some of those guys, bozos, they bring girls in, you know, the prostitutes in and things like that. So Thailand is one of those kind of places. It's still a third world country anyway. And I couldn't sleep because, you know, it go bing bang, they go in and out, and the girls talking very loudly at the, you know, in the middle of the hallway and stuff like that. So I moved down to the car park to sleep in the car. Well, the manager found me there, and they were concerned, so they knocked on my car. During earlier times, the staff was good, they were nice, but now they were really mean, and they hired bellmen. Bellmen, instead, the concierge, instead of helping you, they are the young schmucks, you know, those young punks, muscled, built up, who looks more like thugs than concierge, and they look like bouncers in a strip club, who are strutting around, and they're more intimidating to the guests, throwing around the, you know, the baggages, our suitcases. And my son wasn't happy when he did that, so he wanted to fight with my son, because my son said, why couldn't you carry the bags properly? So my son gave him a very bad review. So that was one of the starting point about the bad reviews. They weren't happy about that. So subsequently, those bellmen who saw me, you know, they don't have to say anything to you. The contemptuous glare they gave to me, the obstinacy in the insolence and everything they gave to you, you know, speaks volumes of how they feel towards you. And they gave me that contemptuous glare, like I just stole something from them, like I took something from them. I didn't like it anyway. I let it go 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. But then they start to sneer at me and, you know, smirk at me and things like that, until I got pretty pissed off. So I gave them a review too, and I didn't know what was going on at the time, but they were planning for an assault with me, with a security guy. And I've always been up on the 2nd floor conference level, waiting to check in. Sometimes I wait there, and then they give me the key card, or sometimes I just go down, collect key card, I make payments immediately, and I go up. Or sometimes they know, okay, at the M Club, there were days when in the morning it was noisy because of the Indian groups that comes in, and they don't sleep till 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. So in order to avoid them, a confrontation with them, I go down to the M Club. I go up to the M Club on the 31st floor, and I put myself on the sofa. You don't sleep there. You can't sleep there. And they accuse me of sleeping in a conference. How do you sleep in a conference room? There's no bed. There is nothing. The chairs are all flimsy little chairs, and they're so narrow and things like that. There's no way you can sleep there. Okay, what you can do is just sit there, meditate contemplate on the essence of life and things like that. And this is exactly what I do. But of course, you know how they manipulate and how they distort the truth and contort their own facts, and distort that. They say that I sleep there. Nobody can sleep there unless you sleep on the floor, that is. And I don't sleep on the floor because there's bugs all over the carpet, bugs and mites and everything. I'm not going to sleep there. So, but I do wait till morning, 6 a.m. where I go down and have my breakfast. And sometimes if it's crowded, then I miss the breakfast, then I go off. But nevertheless, it was about 2 times, as far as I can remember. And they say it was 4 times, and they have the screenshot of the CCTV to show that I sneaked in. I don't have to sneak in. They know, I know there's a CCTV everywhere, and they know my habits of avoiding crowds. And now they turn it to their own game, where they suppress the freedom of speech, and they violated every single human rights of mine by getting the local police, the police officials to apprehend me in the airport before I leave. Now, the particular police officer in Bang Rak station knows about this case, but from the first day itself, he was communicating with those security guards who manhandled me, okay, like they were friends. They know each other, and the Menggu is like, hey, yeah, buddy, how are you, and things like that. And then when he turns around to talk to me, it was full of contempt and disbelief, and he was really profiling me. But I didn't take much into an account for that during the time. I just wanted to make my police report about how they manhandled me, and he asked me, so you did punch him on the face? I said, yeah. I told him to let go, and he was hurting my arm, and he pushed me against the wall, and I told him to let go. He refused. The other guy was coming forward, and I was trying to kick him away. So there was 2 against 1, and eventually this guy was still trying to hurt me, and I punched him. I gave him a punch on the face, and he tasted his own blood, and he stopped. And that's how I got him to stop. It was in self-defense. So they couldn't bring up a case against me. So they decided to bring up a case against me on trespassing. How the bloody hell do I trespass? They said that they accused me and that it was a crime. The way they put it was like it was a crime that I make a reservation, and then I canceled my reservation, and then go to the conference room and sleep there. They manipulate the story. They distort the story like that. They don't say that I was communicating with the front office lobby, the girls, about my room. And they told me that they do not have my room for tonight. My usual room has been taken up, and all that's been left are the standard rooms, the small ones, plunged in the middle of the hallway. And they have a whole group of tourists there who's making a lot of noise. You don't pay 7,000, 8,000 baht to get woken up every single minute. That is about 250, 300 US dollars. So I said, no, I can't do that. You need to find me a room. You need to upgrade me or whatever it is. Don't downgrade me. And they said, we can't help you out on that. So for that night, it was already at 1 a.m. And they said, do you want us to cancel your reservation? And I said, yes, please go ahead and cancel my reservation. And they went ahead to cancel my reservation. And that's how the cookie crumbles. I made the reservation. They couldn't get me the room I want. And I canceled the reservation. They suggested it and I agreed to it. And I didn't know where else to go. It was already late night. I'm tired. I'm having hypertension. So where else can I sit? In the lobby? I'm not going to sit in the lobby. Everybody knows. I've been there with them for years, way before COVID, and they know that sometimes I wait up on the second floor of the conference. They know it already, but they just want to nitpick me because they wanted to create trouble. And now they sue me. They make malicious prosecuting reports about me to the police, and they get one of these police officials to charge me. This police officer, he's got my line ID. He's got my telephone. He's got my line. He refused to contact me. He did not tell me to come down to the station to clear things. He just quietly, okay, he's a corrupt police guy. He's a total corrupted guy. Total corrupted police. Now I understand why Thai people have no respect for the police here. This is this is exactly the fine exemplary of a corrupted police. He could have been more gentleman, got in touch with me over the line, informed me that, you know, there's a case against me now, I need to go down to clarify with the police. But he did not do that. He quietly put up an arrest warrant for me. And I didn't know about this until I booked my air ticket to go back to Japan. And then my passport was blocked, and they said that you have a case at Bang Rak police station. And I didn't know anything about this because I was not informed by him or anything. How corrupted can this guy be? And he was just playing, he was just a puppet to the big guys in the hotel. Those guys actually, I think, I don't know how they managed to convince him to do that. Marriott Surawongse, they bully their own hotel guests. They make it very personal, and they come up with stories to incriminate you. They don't tell the whole story. They don't say that they know that I'm acnoclophobia and anxiety attack hypertension due to crowds. I have hypertension and therefore I need quiet space. They know that because for years when I was staying with them, I had to move down to the car park sometimes to rest because the rooms was noisy, and I have already checked into the room. And I had to move down. I couldn't stay in the room because it was noisy. I had to move down to the car park. And there were times when I already checked into the room in the early mornings. Those Indian guys were like banging the doors and things like that. So I have to move up to the M Club and rest there in the sofa. And they saw it. The duty manager saw it. The M Club staff saw it, that I was there all the time. And they say, oh, wow, you're here. You can't rest here like that. Do you want us to change the room? They were much nicer that time. They offered to change me a nicer room. But the service deteriorated so badly. And do not just take my word for it. I mean, Google Marriott Surawongse, the Surawongse, and read all the negative reviews. Don't just read the good reviews. Read all the negative reviews. I think by now they will try to take it down. But there's so many negative reviews. Even the locals claims that the staff are so egotistical and their self-importance are severely misplaced. They run their own place like this is their own joint. There is no services at all. It's just egos. And the bellmen are more like thugs, like bouncers in the striptease club, than actual concierge who offers assistance to the hotel guests. And they strut around, they strut around, they think they're like GMM Grammy guys and things like that, and they're so proud of themselves. I don't just take my word for it. I mean, if you guys have seen them, just put it in, man, put it in. Because now they're starting to bully people like us. They're stopping freedom of speech, and they are violating every single human rights of mine. I don't know what else to say. But now, in Thailand, I think you know, people do drugs, people sell drugs, people cheat, people rob, people, you know, people scam people off all the time, every time. You get in Pattaya, you get in Phuket, you know, those operators of jet ski and motorcycles, they scam the Farang off every time. And when the Farang loses their wallet and things like that, and they know who it is, they don't arrest them. They don't put them in prison. They don't lock them up in the police station. They just let them ride. Thailand is like that. But what did I do? I didn't do anything. And they charged me for trespassing in the night, their own hotel guest for many years, a platinum member, and they put me behind bars in the police station like I just stole something or broke something in the hotel. I asked them, did I break anything in the hotel? Did anything get lost in the hotel? They said, no, you didn't. There's nothing broken. There's nothing lost. It's just that you were trespassing in the night. How the hell do you do the math? They're just talking what they want to say. They're taking parts of the scenario, the situation out. They don't talk about what leads to me being in the conference room. What leads me to the conference room is because they failed to give me a room, a proper service, a proper hotel 5-star service from the heart. They were egotistical. Their egos are severely misplaced. They refused to give me my usual room. They said that it's okay. There's no more rooms for me, and there's only the small little lousy rooms, and it's plunged in the middle of the hallway. And KK said the same thing too. And that was the second time, I think, which I stuck around in the hotel, not knowing where to go, lost, because it was a weekend, and I couldn't find any hotels at the time. So I just stuck around on the second floor. And they said I'm trespassing, and they sue me now. They got the police to arrest me, put me inside the police lockup for 2 nights, and totally ignored me. I suffered a myocardial infarction. I went down on the floor. I couldn't even call for help. They don't even check on me. They don't even check on me. And when I got back up, I woke up from my coma. I asked for doctor's assistance. They don't want to give it to me. They brought me down. There's a senior police there. They just waved me off. He says, no, I don't think you need any medical help. They violated every single of my human rights. And this hotel actually manipulated all this with the police to intimidate me, to threaten me. Their hotel guests, they do that out of malice because I gave them a review. And when the security guy manhandled me and had bruises on my head, I sure did put it on Google review, and they were livid. So now they're just getting back at me by saying that I'm trespassing in the night. Thailand has so many scammers around, they have so many fights around. You know, the people fight around, they beat each other up, they take their wallet, and none of them goes to prison like the way I did. And the police put me inside the lockup for trespassing, while those people gets to roam free on the streets for pickpocketing, for stealing, for cheating, for everything. This is the most corrupted place. And you talk about Albania being corrupted? Thailand is no better. I implore you guys, there are many other countries. Thailand is not an option now. And look at this hotel here, the Marriott Surawongse. They do that. They have the audacity to intimidate and threaten you. And they don't explain themselves. They know that I'm a hotel guest sensitive to noise. I'm acnophobia with a lot of crowds and things like that. They don't say. They just say that, oh, he's trespassing. Here's the video footage of him sneaking into it. And that's about it. And they know inside their hearts as a fact that the reason I'm up there. But they don't say. They just want to use it against me and got the police to lock me up. And now, they're just playing with me, playing with time. I cannot go back. I'm on a bail right now. I'm stuck here in Thailand. And they're clapping their hands in the hotel. And they say, serves him right for giving us bad reviews. One more thing. Remember the security guard I told you that manhandled me? After my case, I mean, it was like a few weeks later, they have a fight with the taxi driver in front of the hotel. Now, you be the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Nah? If it's just one person, me, maybe I'm at fault. But even then, they have a problem with the taxi drivers. They have a problem with everyone. The security guy ends up fighting with a Grab driver and a taxi driver in the front of the hotel. And yet, the management make no apologies for that. You know what they do best? They sweep it under the carpet, or they blame the other party. They're always quick to blame the other party. They will blame the guests. They will blame everyone but not themselves. So typically Thai, isn't it? Anyway, I'm stuck here right now. I'm not sure how they want to play with me and play with my life and violate my human rights. But this hotel, the staffs, the management are extremely vicious, vindictive, and their vileness knows no boundaries. I implore all the travelers to stay the hell away from this place, because you never know, one day if you step on their toes, they will push it back to you, and they push it really hard and make it so personal, you will end up like what is happening to me right now. I can't go back to Japan. I can't go back home. I'm on a bail, and the court case is like taking a few months from now, and I'm just living on the streets in Thailand because your money eventually dries up. You need to go back to work. You can't go back to work. You can't do anything because these hotel staffs here, they play with you. They get the police to do this to you. This is how vindictive the locals are. You are a farang, you're a foreigner. So they think they can do anything to you. But when you're a local, you can scam people off. You can be a tour operator. You can scam people off. They won't do anything. They say, oh, my pen lie. It's okay. So it's imperative. I implore all of you to listen to my advice. Stay the hell away from this hotel. And please help me. If you see this video, forward it to all the United Nations, your country's people. Please help me. Thank you very much. Also, please keep me in your prayers. May the Father, Heavenly Father, and the Son, Lord Jesus Christ, save me out from this dilemma. Amen.